We're going to start from the first wide line, the Tan Rabbanon, in another 30 seconds. I'm just waiting for 9. We start at 9 o'clock because. No, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. The refreshments are sponsored by Aaron Leader. Zecher Nishmas, his father, the Shama Shav Naliyah. Aaron sponsored most of the refreshments we've had in the last nice bulk of time. So if you want to thank him, please do. Tell the Rabbanan. So the Rabbanan taught first wide line. Bizman shacham aloika, when there's a solar eclipse, simin ra l'cholim kulei, it's a bad sign for the entire world. Mashal, there's a parable for this. The mother of them, what is this compared to? The melch basav adam shas asud lavadim, to a king, a human king who made a suda for his servants. V'nich panas of them, he left the lantern before them so there should be light by the party. Kos aleim, he got upset at them. He said to his servant, one of his servants, I guess, who was still acting good, told panas v'pneim, take away the lantern from before them. V'heshivim b'cheshach, let them sit in darkness. He was upset when Hashem takes away the light by the solar eclipse. It's like putting us in darkness. It means he's not happy with us, with the world. A lot of the brises don't shtim with each other. It could be they argue about this, what simon is what. We're going to learn that they not necessarily agree with each other. But that was about the sun. Tanya, a brise over here. B'meir says, Kolzman Shemer is like in any time the luminaries, the sun, the moon, the stars, whenever they're hit, there's an eclipse, there's a lack of light from them. Simin ra l'senem shal Yisrael. It's a bad sign for the Yidden. The Yidden. Mibnei shemelumadim b'makisen, because the Yidden are accustomed to get hurt. If there's a bad sign, it's probably bad for the Jews. Mashal, it's comparable to a sefer, to a teacher. Shabal l'beis sefer, they came to school. Uritzu, the other, had a strap in his hand. Mi doyeg. Who's nervous when that happens? Mi shiraga lokas b'chol yom v'yom, the one that's accustomed to get hit every single day. Who doyeg? He's the one that's nervous. And the Jews get hit the most from anybody else. This is where we're up to right now. Tan Rabbanan. The Rabbanan taught more about eclipses. Bizman shacham aloika, at a time that there's a solar eclipse, simin ra l'oivdei kechavim. This brisa says it's a bad sign for idol worshippers, goyim. It's a bad sign for them, and we'll see why in a second. Levana, if there's a lunar eclipse, okay, and we spoke about last time how you have a lunar eclipse and how you have a solar eclipse. One is the Earth's blocking the light from the sun to the moon, and one is the moon blocks the sun's light to the Earth. We spoke about it. But if there's a lunar eclipse, Levana loika, simin ra l'senem shel Yisrael. It's a bad simin for the enemies of Yisrael, which is referring to us, Klal Yisrael. If the Levana is hit, it's bad for us. If the sun is hit, it's bad for the non-Jews. Mipnei, because what's the reason? She Yisrael moinen l'Levana. The Yidden count by the moon. We count our months. We have a lunar calendar. We count 12 months and we have a year. So we're very tied into the Levana. So if the Levana gets hit, it's a bad sign for us. V'evdei kechavim l'chama. But V'evdei kechavim, the non-Jews, they count their year to the sun. There's 365 days a year. That's how long for the sun to go around, for the earth to go around the sun. We don't count that. We count 12 months, which is 352 days a year. So we have a different month, a year than they do. So those are two things, if it's a Levana or if it's the Chama. The Brisa continues. Loike b'mizrach. Let's say the sun, there was an eclipse when it's in the east. In the east. It means you look at the horizon, the sun rises in the east, so you see that it gets hit already at that time. Simin ra l'yeshvei mizrach. It's a bad sign for anybody that lives towards the east. It means it's overhead, it's near the people that live towards the east. B'marav, if the luminaries have an eclipse when they're on the west, all the way on the west of the horizon, simin ra l'yeshvei marav. It's a bad sign for those who dwell in the west. Be'emtza rakia, if there's an eclipse while the luminary, the sun, let's say, is in the middle of the sky, like chatzei sayem by midday, simin ra l'chol ha'olam kulei. It's a bad simin for the entire world. Moshe Berger asked yesterday, he said, depends where you live, right? Oh, it's overhead right now, but in Eretz Yisrael, it's somewhere else. It's not overhead. How can you say it's a bad sign for the whole world when it's overhead? So I don't know the answer. I'm assuming it means for the people in that area, whoever sees it, whoever's involved in that, That's called l'chol elam kulei.
I don't get that sign. These things are scientific.
So that we spoke about yesterday. We spoke about it yesterday, and everyone asked this question. And one answer he said was that bisman shacham aleik. It means even though it's built in, but at that moment, it's like that moment. Not if it ever happens. It means we know what's happening, but when it happens, it's like the night. Night is also like be'etzim a time of not rachmanas. We know night every single night. Somehow Hashem's hashgacha is like different by those times. So if it's in the east, it's for the east guys. It's for the west, it's for the west guys. If it's the middle, top of the head, then it's a bad sign for the whole world.
It is for guys as well, which that's the ignorant world.
Okay, but could be, fine. Okay. The Brisa continues more. Panav doimin ladam. Let's say the face of the sun looks bloody. Looks like dam. That happens. Like what they call it, blood. There's a bloody moon. What's the thing for a sun though? There's like a bloody crimson. If there's blood on it, it looks like blood. That means cherev bala elam. There's going to be sword coming through us. It's going to be killing coming to the world. Lesak. Let's say the sun looks. Sakis means from goat's hair. You make a sack. It means out of goat's hair, and the goat's hair is black, so it has a black look. If the sun looks black, sak over here means like a black look, like a sack. Then chitzei ra'av ba'in lo'elam. Arrows of hunger are coming to the world. I don't know why they're called arrows. It really just means hunger. But it's an expression, arrows of hunger. Why? Because when people are hungry, their face is blackened. They don't have proper nourishment. So if the sun looks black, it means hunger is coming to the world. Lezu, if it's black and it's red, both, that means cherev, v'chitzei ba'in lo'elam. Sword, killing, and hunger, pains of arrows of hunger are coming to the world. Okay, the Brisa continues more things. Loike bichnisasai. Let's say the sun has an eclipse. Bichnisasai at sunset. Knisa always means when the sun goes back home. It's like entering and leaving. Knisa means to leave, like not coming out for the first time, but going away. By sunset, if the sun has an eclipse, then that means per anis shoyhe lavai. That means bad things, punishments, retribution is delayed to come. It's not going to come right away. The fact that it took so long for there to be an eclipse towards the end of the day, it's a sign that bad things are coming, but they're going to be delayed. Delayed the same way the sun took a long time for it to get eclipsed. What?
Isn't the Knesset the same as the Ma'ariv? Isn't it in the west?
Oh, very good. So it's a little bit different. B'marav is when the sun sets in the west. He's right. It means general west. This is like right before it's about to set. So it is in the west, but it's more of an idea. Like if you see it right before sunset, that means Puranas is coming, but it's going to come slowly. It's not coming now, it's going to come soon. B'yitziyaseh, when the sun comes out, sunrise, right away, there's a eclipse. Mimaheres lave, that means punishments are coming fast. Because the second the sun came out, boom, there was a sign on it. It means bad stuff's coming. Chiluf advarim. Switch the words. It's actually the opposite. Chiluf advarim. Different shot. When the sun is hit by sunset, not that it's going to be delayed, it means it's happening fast because it's about to set. It's about to set in 1 second. Sorry, I read it wrong. Sorry, take it back. I got confused. When the eclipse happens by sunset, that means that it's actually going to be a long time for anything to happen. Now I'm getting confused. I'm sorry. Sorry. The first shot was b'chnisas by sunset. It's going to be delayed because it took so long for it to happen. Chiluf advarim is that when it's sunset, it's actually going to come fast because it's about to set. It means its idea is it chapped it quickly right before sunset, so it means Puranas is coming fast. And by sunrise, it's going to be delayed because it means the sun has so much more time to be in the sky. So if there's an eclipse earlier on, it actually means it's going to be delayed. So basically we have a machlokes when the sun has an eclipse right by sunrise or what by sunset, what does it refer to? One Mandamer says when it happens right away by sunset, that means it's delayed because it took so long for it to happen until it's set. But when it's sunrise, it means it's going to come fast because it got eclipsed right away when the sunrise. The other Mandamer says no. By sunset, where it's going to come, it's about to drop and not be seen anymore, it means Puranas is coming fast. While sunrise, it still has a lot more time it has a lot more time to be up in the sky. If it has an eclipse by sunrise, it means there's more time to go. Okay, continuing on. Weiter in the Brisa. Ve'lecha kol umma ve'umma shaloika. There, you don't have any nation that ever gets hit, that ever gets punished. She'ein Eloheha loika ima. That it's God, it's Sar. Every nation has a Sar. We have Hashem, but every nation has like a ministering angel. Like Esav, the Sar of Esav is Samael, Samach Mem. He's like the Sar of Esav. Anytime a nation gets hurt or afflicted, their Sar, their ministering angel, also gets hurt. That's like their God. Obviously Hashem runs everything, but Hashem puts them in the hands of the Sar. Shenemar, like it says in the pasuk, this is a pasuk that we had in Shmois, Sefer Shmois. Uvechol Elohei Mitzrayim eses shvatim. When Hashem destroyed Mitzrayim, he said there, and to all the gods of Mitzrayim, I'm going to do judgment. It means even though I'm destroying Mitzrayim, the people, I'm also going to destroy their Sar, their angel. Their over here means the angel. So whenever Hashem hits a nation, He hits their Sar as well. Happens to be the Ramban says very famously, we don't have a Sar. We're under HaKadosh Baruch Hu. But it's only if you live in Eretz Yisrael. If you live in Manchester, you live somewhere else, you're sort of not under exactly Hashem's jurisdiction. You're in the hands of other. Of course, Hashem's in charge of everything. We're not talking about Hashem's not being in charge, but you could be under other angels that are dealing with you and sort of not as direct to Hashem like you are in Eretz Yisrael. Says the Brisa weiter, Uvizman she'yisrael oisim ritzon shamakom. Okay, it's very good news, guys. When Klal Yisrael is doing the Ratzon of Hashem, when we're doing the right things, ein misyarim mikol elu. Don't be scared from any of these things we just said. If you're doing the right thing, don't be scared. Shenem, like it says in the pasuk, this is a pasuk in Yirmiyah. Koyam Hashem, so says Hashem. Let's look at the Torah Shalom Beis. I'll read it inside there. See the Nekudas on the right side. I'm going to read it the pasuk. Koyam Hashem, so says Hashem. El derech hagoyim al tilmadu. Don't learn the ways of the goyim. Don't go in their ways. Don't do averis. And when you don't go in their ways, ume'oishes hashemayim al techatu. Don't be scared of the signs of Shemayim. Means if you don't go in their ways, you do not have to be scared of the signs of Shemayim. Techatu means scared. Ki yechatu hagoyim mehema. The goyim are scared of them, but you don't have to be scared of them. Back into the Gemara. Shenemar, like it says in the pasuk, Koyam Hashem, so says Hashem. El derech hagoyim al tlamedu. Don't learn the ways of the goyim. Ume'oishes hashemayim al techatu. And don't be scared of the signs in Shemayim. Ki yechatu hagoyim mehema. For the non-Jews are scared of them. And we learn from there, Oivdei kechavim yechatu. Idol worshippers are scared. The ein Yisrael yechatu, but Klal Yisrael is not scared. If we know we're doing what Hashem wants, don't be nervous. What happens? Solar eclipse, lunar eclipse, nothing. We're good to go. Okay. Once we're talking about these Siman Klolas, another interesting price about Siman Klolas. This is something maybe you could relate to, some of them, where you've seen these averas happen. Tanu Rabbanan, the Rabbanan taught is a brisa. B'shvil arba'a dvarim, because of four things, chamaloika, the sun has an eclipse. There's four things that can have a solar eclipse.
You can't answer the Rav said earlier.
What?
You say it's a part of it. This can't be causing it. This happens. It's a natural phenomenon. Nothing to do with this.
What?
Rav said earlier that I asked the question, why is it a bad sign? If that happens anyways. Rav said earlier that time is maybe dangerous.
Right.
This can't
be right. This one doesn't work with this right. So correct. I hear you. They have other pshatim. Some people say even if it's built in, it's still officially considered somehow, like Hashem set it up at that time, it's going to be like a bad sign, or something's going on. Right. So they do discuss it. But I hear your question from this Gemara. Yeah, this is Bryson. So for four things, there's a solar eclipse. Al Av Bezdin, if the head of the Bezdin, every Bezdin has the father of the Bezdin, the guy in charge, Shemes that dies, the Eina Nispet Kalacha, he doesn't have the proper hesped. They were not masbid. They didn't eulogize him properly. If that happens, there's a solar eclipse. Valnara hamirasa shetzaka beir ve'emay or a young girl that had kedushin. She's not nesuin. She accepted a kedushin. She's married. She has kedushin. That cries out in the city and no one saves her. Someone goes ahead and forces and has relations with her by force. She cries out and nobody saves her. If that happens, solar eclipse. Val Mishkav Zachar.
Is there a shaykhis? This is like
I think they say pshatim. There are some things I just don't. I don't know the exact reasons. Well, mishkav zachar. If there's two men that have relations with each other, it also causes a solar eclipse. Val shnei achin shenishbach daman ke'echad. And for two brothers that their blood spills at one time. I don't chap what this means. I don't know if it means they kill each other or if it happens that two brothers died at the same time. I'm not sure. Someone could look into this. What does this mean? When two brothers die, their blood spills ke'echad at one time, there's a solar eclipse. Not sure. I'm not sure if they fought with each other. Maybe like two brothers get into a fight and kill each other. That's what I'm thinking. Or they just somehow die at the same time is a bad sign. I'm not sure.
Nishbach daman is lashon killed, no?
Their blood poured usually, that they got killed.
Are these only within Kleisel or no?
These I think are Klal Yisrael, all Klal Yisrael thing, yeah. Continue. That's four things why the sun has an eclipse. Ubishvil arba dvarim ma'oris laikin. And for four things, now even though the word ma'oris goes for sun, moon, and stars, here it can't be because the Brisa just said sun. So here ma'oris means the moon and the stars. So for four things, the moon and the stars have an eclipse. They're laikin. Al kaisve plaster. People that write forgeries. They write like someone's about to die or something, and they make a forgery that he wrote at Sava, that he wants to give his money to who knows who, or give it to yourself. Like they write, plaster means a forgery. They write forgery letters that people said to do this, people said to do that, bunch of lies. For that, the moon and the stars could get hit. People who testify falsely. It's another reason. And for people that raise small domesticated animals in Eretz Yisrael, sheep and goats. You're not supposed to raise sheep and goats in Eretz Yisrael. The reason is very hard to watch them that they don't eat from other people's fields and destroy other people's fields. So it's brought down in Eretz Yisrael. We're more careful. A lot of Yidden you're not supposed to have behemadakas, sheep and lamb, sheep and goats. What?
You have to import them?
Because you have to import them, or can't be a business, can't have too many. I'm not sure. I don't know. It's a good point. I'm not sure. Buy them from I don't know. I think the Beis Havidish had supplies and stuff. I don't know. It's a good question. Va'al say Elon is tavis, and for cutting down good trees, good fruit trees. You know how to cut fruit trees. And the reason is because Hashem gives you so much goodness, an apple tree, an orange tree, beautiful trees to give you hana, and you go ahead and cut down those trees. So for that, there's the moon and the sun have an eclipse. Even though that's halacha, not allowed to do that, but some of these things, even halacha, they have a special punishment that there's an eclipse. Continues on, not about eclipses, for other things. Ubishvil dalad dvarim nichse balibatim nimsarim lamalchus. For four things that people do, that the nechasim abalabatim, people that work, people that own land or whatever, regular people that work, balabatim, nimsar lamalchus, get handed over to the government. There's four things that a balabas could do that his stuff could go to the government. Al mashi shtaris pruim, for holding on to paid up documents. You have a shtar that says that Reuven owes you money, and Reuven pays you back. So what you do is either you rip it up, or you write a receipt. You don't hold on to that shtar, then you can collect again. But these balabatim, they said, "Oh, I'll give it back to you like in a day or two," and in that way they're able to collect again and again and again. So people that hold on to a shtar that's already paid up, they'll lose all their nechasim. They'll go to the government. V'amavli beribus, if you lend money with interest, that's another reason that you'll lose your stuff. Will go to the government. Turn the page. This is an interesting one. When you have the ability, sipik biyadam, it's in your hands the ability to protest, and you don't protest. Balabatim, that make a decent living, that are wealthy, they have a big influence on people. If somebody has money, you don't realize, people look to people with wealth. It's a natural thing. One time I heard from Rabbi Mintz in Coventry, we asked for Chaim Shel Oisher v'Kavod. Why would you ask for that? Like, we don't run after kavod. Why would we ask for Oisher and Kavod? And he said the reason is because when you have Oisher and Kavod, not for that itself, but you can influence others. You can make an impact. If a guy sees a wealthy guy who's not talking in shul or not doing things that are proper, or he protests things, people respect that. So it's good to have money for that reason. So if you have the ability to protest and you don't, then that's a big time on you. And therefore you can lose your stuff, go to the malchus. A fourth one is people that pledge succah in public and they don't pay it up. I'm not involved in fundraising, but officially this happens a lot in fundraising, especially when there's a lot of pressure. And it could be it's the fault of the fundraisers. They do an appeal, or they bring a bunch of wealthy guys together and say, how much are you giving? And that guy says, okay, I'm giving $1 million. And Lamaisi hardly ever pays up his pledge, but it could be you put him in an embarrassing spot. But you're not supposed to pledge money and not give it. Okay, Amar Rav, says Rav, Bishvil arba dvarim nichse balabatim yotzim latimya. Rav says there's 4 things that the property of balabatim go to destruction. Not go to the malchus, to the government, they go to destruction. 4 things. Al koivshe schar sacher. People who withhold the wages of workers. If somebody works for you, you pay for it. Pay him. You have a babysitter, you pay him. Someone does work in your house, you pay him. Withholding the wages of workers is your stuff will go to destruction. Va'al oishke schar sacher. And if you steal the wages of workers, you don't pay them up. It's one thing to tell the guy, go, come back, go, come back. That was the first case. The second one is you steal from them. You don't pay their wages. It's not stealing from them because you didn't take the money out of their pocket, but you're withholding as a form of stealing. You owe it to them. Va'al sheporkin ol me'al tzavarein v'noisen al chaverein. This one's a little bit vague. It's an interesting one. People that remove the yoke from their shoulder, their necks, and they put it on their friends. People don't take responsibility. I don't know what this is talking about exactly, but the vel, people say, nah, let other people do it. Step up. Step up. Take a chrayas. Take a chrayas. Whatever it is, in your own way, step up. Don't keep putting... You see the bathroom looks disgusting. You could put a tissue in the toilet. I'm just making this up. The bride's talking. I have no clue. You see something on the floor, step up. Something in the shul, step up. In the community, in your home, step up. I have no clue what he's talking about. Just making that up. Okay. Valgasas ruach, and for being haughty. Being haughty, walking around like a big shot, like you own the place. Also, arrogant. That's another reason why your stuff will go to destruction. And he ends off, Vigasas ruach keneged kulan. Being arrogant is equal to all of them. That's a really bad thing. Abo ba'novim. But when it comes to people that are humble, they won't lose anything. It says in the pasuk, there's a pasuk in Tehillim, va'novim yirshu aretz. People that are humble, they'll inherit land. They're going to be wealthy. V'hisangu al reiv shalom, and they'll delight with so much peace and so much delight. They'll be thrilled. Hadron aloch hayoshem. Mazel tov, mazel tov.
What a ride. What a ride.
Mentoi, oh mazel tov. Oh, Yisrael, oh mazel tov. Oh, Yisrael, I say mentoi, mazel tov. I say mentoi, mazel tov, Yehei Ladu. Ayo, Yisrael.